Hey everybody, this is Kevin Davidson, your host for Kevin's Corner, real estate from a marketing perspective, and this is episode number 51. Surpassed the half century mark, so last week was episode number 50, this week 51. Very excited about it. First time guest on the podcast, been trying to get him on for about a year now since I started it. Just a real busy guy. I always start my podcast off by telling everybody that I couldn't do this podcast if it wasn't for my support team, which is Jennifer Smitis, Division President, Caitlin Korner, Devin, the escrow officers here in the Sugar Land office, and Wendy Santana, the escrow officer in the Richmond office, as well as the support staff. I can't name everybody, but you guys know who you are. Also, if you are a vendor like David, or you are a real estate agent in the Fort Bend County area, and you want to be on the podcast, give me a call. I'll be happy to put you on the calendar, 832-654-0527, or email me at kevin.davidson@stewart.com. So let's get started with episode number 51 of Kevin's Corner. Everybody that knows me in my circle of friends in life knows who this guy is. This is David Rodriguez with Interlinc Mortgage. We've been friends and business partners working together for probably 5-6 years now.
Maybe more like 10.
Getting close.
Yeah.
So tell everybody who you are and who you're with.
Okay. I'm David Rodriguez. I'm with Interlinc Mortgage Services. Interlinc Mortgage Services has been around for quite some time. I'm going on my 14th year with Interlinc Mortgage, and I've been in the mortgage business 25 plus years. I'm a mortgage originator here in Houston, Texas. I do business throughout the state of Texas, focus mainly on the greater Houston area. We're a direct lender. We're able to service some of our own loans, which means that we've done the necessary financial steps to become a direct lender. I think about maybe 30% of everything that we're closing may stay in our servicing portfolio, but that's the 20,000 foot view.
Yeah, so that's important because a lot of people want to continue to do business with the mortgage companies that actually gave them the loan, and in a lot of cases that's not the case. It doesn't happen that way, but it's just the way it is. So tell everybody, you've been in mortgage for a long time now. Why Interlinc, and why did you get into the mortgage business in the first place?
I don't think anybody by design goes to college and has the mindset of, well, I'm gonna get into the mortgage business. If you ask most originators, most people that have gotten in the mortgage business to do what I do, they got into it kind of by default or by accident. And my story of how I got into the mortgage business was I was going to college, needed a summer job, and this mortgage company that was located in Midtown, it's no longer there, needed a delivery guy, but because back then there was not a lot of faxing, and we still delivered everything by hand. So I became their runner boy, so to speak. Wow. And
did you drive, or were you on a bicycle?
I drove the company car to deliver closing docs and deposits to the bank, and you name it. If they needed it, I would go and do it. So fast forward, when I was done with school, I was offered a job there to manage all of their foreclosed properties, because that was back in the time when there were lots of foreclosures, and did that successfully. And when there were no more foreclosures to sell or to manage, by default, I transitioned over into being a mortgage originator. So that's how I got into the business. And you can ask anybody else in the mortgage business how they got into the business. They have their own similar story of how they did it.
You just kind of fall backwards into it.
Yes.
I never thought that I would ever be in real estate, much less title.
Right.
I applied for a position with a property management company not knowing anything about real estate or property management, but they needed a marketing guy, which is what I am. And fast forward 9 years later, and we're sitting here doing a podcast. So
Yeah, I remember that's how you and I met.
exactly, yeah, back in property management days. So tell everybody, we know why you got into the business and how you got into the business. What makes Interlinc different? Because, like title companies, not all mortgage companies are created equal. I firmly believe that, especially about title, and I'm biased, but still. And you and I have been working together for such a long time. I believe in our relationship and your product. I refer you a lot of business. So tell everybody why you're different.
Well, Interlinc Mortgage is a company that initially was founded by a good friend of mine and somebody that has been that I've been associated with in the mortgage business for many years throughout my career. His name is Jim Van Steenhouse, and he and I kind of grew up in the business. He was the founder, and the company is currently run by Gene Thompson and Josh Itorino, and these two gentlemen at certain points in their career were also mortgage originators.
Okay.
So they're not these guys that are high up in the ivory tower that have never originated on a loan and have never done what I do. So for that reason, they know how to run this company in a manner that is designed to support what I do.
Mm-hmm.
And
They've been there, done that.
yes, they've been there, done that. And so my clients and my customers are builders, realtors, and buyers.
Mm-hmm.
And their philosophy is their customer is me,
Mm-hmm.
the realtor, the builder, and buyers. So from that perspective, the company is every decision that the company makes is for the purpose of being a responsible business owner,
Mm-hmm.
but also everything they do is designed around supporting mortgage originators. Not all companies are run like that. There's a whole bunch of good companies out there, don't get me wrong, but not all companies are driven that way, run that way. A lot of times you might have somebody that runs the company that has never originated a loan, that have never done what I do.
So they don't understand.
They could be a very good business owner, they could be very intelligent, but they don't truly have the understanding of what you have to do to support successful loan originators.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean, the owner and founder, Stuart Title, who just recently passed away, he was 103, I believe. I mean, he worked in the first Stuart Title office that we opened in Galveston 130 years ago.
How interesting.
Yeah, or not necessarily. He worked in an office, but he didn't open it, obviously. But his family did. So I understand. I get it. They've been there, done that. They walk the walk. They know what you're doing. They've done what you're doing, and that's important because they understand. Tell everybody what Interlinc Mortgage offers as far as loan programs, how they can get. Do you have programs that will help them get approved? Get their credit fixed, the normal stuff, first-time buyer programs, things like that.
Gosh, I could talk for 3 hours about that,
Okay,
but we're not.
The clock is ticking.
Yeah,
So.
I know, we're not. And I know I have a tendency to talk a lot. Interlinc Mortgage is a full-service lender, so we offer pretty much all the products out there. We can do Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, FHA, VA, USDA, jumbo, renovation loans, which are the FHA 203K or the Fannie Mae Home Style. We're doing all the non-QM lending, non-QM being the loan programs that are a little bit more creative and fall outside of normal lending guidelines, such as we can do bank statement loans for self-employed borrowers. Let's say a borrower has too many write-offs on their tax returns, so instead of using the tax returns, we're able to use the bank statements to derive their income. We're able to do loans for people that are wanting to buy investment property, where we're able to, they're called DSCR loans. That's also a non-QM loan. A DSCR loan allows us to completely eliminate asking for W-2s, pay stubs, tax returns. We don't even look at their income. We only look at their credit and their assets. And as long as the property supports the rental value of the property supports the payment of the principal and interest, taxes, and insurance payment, we'll do the loan.
Okay.
That's designed for people that want to build a rental portfolio. But you name it, we're doing it. We have some affiliations with some hard money lenders for those that want to do fix and flips. We can help direct that to some affiliations that we have also. So pretty much you name it, we're doing it. There's very few programs that we're not. We're doing a whole bunch of first-time homebuyer programs that are very prevalent right now, where we're able to get down payment assistance for first-time buyers, anywhere from 2% of the sales, 2% of the loan amount to 5% of the loan amount for first-time buyers. We even have programs that will give you down payment assistance as long as you're below a certain income level. In Harris County, that's $116,000, where you don't have to be a first-time home buyer, and I can still get you down payment.
$116,000.
Yes. If your income is below $116,000, and you're wanting to buy a property in the state of Texas, and you're not a first-time home buyer, we still can get you down payment assistance between that 2 and 5% level.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
So there's a lot of creativity out there with getting loans done. Another thing that we help is we help with are people that are self-employed and need help with their tax returns, because that's where a lot of self-employed people have issues. Is yes, they may be very successful, but a lot of times we see lots of write-offs on their tax returns. If they're willing to sit down and do a consultation with us, we can help them for the future file their tax returns in a manner that would allow them to qualify for the loan, but at the same time not owe their firstborn to the IRS.
Exactly. Nice. So you guys, you have a lot of programs and a lot of things that you can offer people. Tell everybody this market, everybody, especially if you're in the market, if you're an agent or me or you, or this market is uncomfortable, I would say. Tell everybody what you think real quick the next 6 months to a year is going to hold as far as your opinion on home sales and the interest rates.
Okay. What we're seeing right now are a lot of buyers that have resigned themselves to accept the fact that the interest rates are where they are.
Finally.
Yes, a lot of those buyers were sitting on the sideline at the end of 2022, and especially through 2023. There were a lot of buyers that just decided, I'm going to wait. So I think everybody's gotten used to hearing where the rates are. And so what we're seeing is a lot of buyers that are jumping back into the market because there's a housing need. Mm-hmm. With 330 million some odd billion people in a million people in the U.S. There's a certain amount of real estate activity that's going to happen, whether the rates are 3% or the rates are 9%.
People have to have a place to live.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what we're seeing right now. But for the future, based on all the forecasting that we listen to, within the next 12 to 24 months, we'll be seeing significant drops in the interest rates. Don't hold your breath for 3%, but fives.
Five is where
We'll see fives, maybe upper fours, but that's going to happen over time. It's going to take time, but we think in 12 to 24 months there's definitely going to be significantly lower rates.
I'll put a caveat on that. If anybody thinks we're going to get back to COVID era times, that's not going to happen.
Don't hold your breath for that.
So you got to get used to where we are, where we're going to go. But it's COVID was an anomaly. I really don't think, at least in my lifetime, that's ever going to happen again, unless we have another pandemic.
I think you're right about that.
And let's not have a pandemic. Let's talk just for a few seconds about how do you market your business? How do you get new agents? What do you do to market your brand?
Believe it or not, one of the big things that I do is cold calling.
Do you really?
Yeah. When I see that there's an agent that has a certain amount of production, I'll give them a call. And sometimes that's well received and sometimes it's not. But we get past all the no's to get to the yeses. Yeah. And the other thing that we do are things like this. We partner up with you to do a lot of sponsorship of classes. I'm always involved in the real estate community. I've got partnerships with others that do with you what you do in other parts of Houston.
Other title companies,
right.
Inspection companies.
Exactly.
Like that. Yeah.
And I'm always accessible.
Are you on social media?
I'm on social media. Yep.
Which social media sites are you on?
I'm primarily Facebook and Instagram. Not so much on YouTube, but that's coming soon.
Yeah, you need to be on YouTube. So
yeah.
Number one way to market anything today is in videos. So get on the horse.
Yeah.
So is there one marketing concept that you want to start trying in the future that you haven't used?
More of this.
More of this?
Yes.
Okay. You're not going to create your own podcast, are you?
I need to.
Oh, okay. Hope I get to be a guest.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. Well, tell everybody how to get a hold of you. Give them your phone number and your email address.
Absolutely. My phone number is 713-819-3031. My email address is davidr@linkloan.com. And Link is spelled with a C.
Yes, it's spelled with a C.
And my website is www.davidrmortgage.com. Again, my cell is 713-819-3031. That's the best way to reach me.
Yeah. And if you are a real estate agent and you attend one of my events and he's sponsoring it, there's a good chance that you're going to leave with a mug with his face on it.
That's funny. We'll leave that at that.
We'll leave that at that. Give me your phone number one more time.
713-819-3031. And just on one final note,
yeah.
I bet we've been in the business so long that there are many instances where me and my team hold underwriters accountable to the guidelines, to the correct decisions. And in the lending business, there's a lot of subjectivity. We're all held to account by the same guidelines, which come from Fannie, Freddie, FHA, and VA. And inside those guidelines, there's subjectivity. So there are many instances where you could have one loan file, go to 3 different lenders, and you could potentially get 2 or 3 different answers. So with that, it's always smart to get a second opinion if something's falling apart. There's not a month that passes by that we're not doing some deal that we have rescued that 1 or 2 other lenders have turned down and couldn't figure out how to get it done. Extremely important to get a second opinion because we're always closing deals that others can't figure out.
If in most people's case, the most important purchase they ever make is their home, get a second opinion.
Absolutely.
Always get a second
Yeah.
opinion. Awesome. Give them the phone number one more time.
713-819-3031.
Awesome. Thanks very much, David, for finally being on my podcast. Oh my God, this guy's so busy. I can't make it. I can make it, but I got to do it at 9:00 in the morning. But he's here, so thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you very
And
much.
you will be on it again.
Absolutely.
So we're going to wrap up this segment of Kevin's Corner, Real Estate from a Marketing Perspective, from episode number 51. We'll be right back with segment number 2. Thank you.